let's get into the scam that is the new Blancpain 50 Fathoms in bronze gold. If you're familiar with my content, then by now you already know that most Swiss watch brands are full of shit, and the oldest watch brand in the world, which was actually only founded in the 80s, is no exception. There's no doubt that Blancpain is a top-tier brand, according to their owner's Swatch Group, and many TikTok influencers who constantly rate the Tissot PRX as being one of the top 5 most iconic watches of all time. Blancpain decided to live up to that reputation by releasing a military-inspired dive watch in precious metal, constructed of the highly sought-after bronze gold, but they weren't the first. A few years ago, Blancpain's Swatch Group stablemate Omega released this Seamaster 300 in bronze gold, and it caught my attention at the time because I'd never heard of bronze gold before, so it immediately piqued my interest and I wanted to find out more about it. I remember very clearly talking about this watch at the time because I was recording an episode of Robin the Regulator, the world's #1 watch podcast, and was well on my way into a bottle of Milton Rum Spice Cane Spirit when we started to talk about bronze gold. Whenever a watch brand, especially a Swiss watch brand, that brings out anything new, my Scottish inbuilt hardwire bullshit detectors always seem to go off. So we found out the composition of bronze gold from some other bullshit watch blog. 50% copper, 37.5% gold, and some other random shit thrown into the mix. And we started to do research to find out exactly what it was. Was it 24 karat gold? Was it 18? Was it 14? Was it 9? We were so interested. You've got to think about how Omega was selling it at the time though. This is from the Omega website, talking about how the color sits exactly between Omega's 18 karat moonshine gold and their 18 karat Sedna gold. Lots of 18 carats thrown in there. We didn't have to do much research for us to find out that 37.5% gold means that it's 9 karat gold, which was pretty shocking, but then again, not that shocking if you've worked in the watch industry and you know the kind of shady shit they pull all the time. But a little bit of a surprise still because they did push so much their 18 karat moonshine and Sedna gold watches. I was a little bit more shocked though when Blancpain released a 9 karat gold watch for $33,000 on a recycled fishing net NATO strap. Wasn't expecting that. And especially because this is more than double the price of the Omega Seamaster. It doesn't really offer too much more than the Omega Seamaster as well. The Omega Seamaster has a coaxial METAS master chronometer movement, 60 hours power reserve. The Blancpain has a 100 hours power reserve. It's an older movement, much older movement. But it's also only running at 3 Hz as opposed to the 3.5 Hz of the coaxial from Omega. The Blancpain is a bit thinner than the Omega because of the more slimline movement, but I'd actually rather have the coaxial for a daily watch. The Blancpain does have this cool moisture indicator on the dial, which was a great gimmick back in the day. But nowadays, if that actually discolors, all it's going to tell you is you're going to have a very, very expensive service and replacement dial from Blancpain. Actually, one thing of note that I always thought was cool on the non-precious metal Blancpains is that if you look very closely at the rotor is actually made of 18 karat white gold, which I thought was really cool and really stealthy. I would personally much rather spend almost exactly the same amount of money on a solid 18 karat gold Rolex Submariner, a few years old, but comes with a bracelet. I just think it'd be a much cooler watch, even if it was on a NATO or a leather strap. What do you think? Do you think it's fair that Omega and Blancpain sell 9 karat gold as bronze gold, or is it just what we expect nowadays from the watch brands? If you want to find out more about all the shady shit that goes on behind the scenes in the watch industry, go and check out the Robin the Regulator podcast, where myself and my best mate Rob, who's an ex-AP watchmaker, he also worked for Richard Mille, we really get into it. Go give Rob a follow, and if you want to join our Discord, go and check out the link in my bio.